Another installment in giving you what we have on the LG G6 as soon as we have it series is here, and it's a hot topic: battery life. The LG G6 is powered by a 3300 mAh battery, a significant upgrade over last year's G5 and its 2800 mAh. The G6 has a larger display, you'll counter, but the battery capacity has been upped by 18% while screen area is just 8% more now. In fact, the G6 packs more juice than the V20, 3000 mAh, which has a larger display to light up. 5.7-inch and 16:9 is more area than 5.7-inch and 18:9, plus the V20 has that secondary screen on top. The G6's battery, however, is sealed in, unlike both the G5 and the V20. Anyway, all this is to preface that we expected better battery life from the G6 than what we got out of the G5 and V20, neither of which were particularly impressive. As it turned out, we had predicted correctly. The G6 is good for 22.5 hours of voice calls on a single charge in our testing environment, 5 more than the G5, and 3 more than the V20. In both comparisons, the endurance is actually better on the G6 than the proportional increase in capacity, so great, then. The G6 also manages to outlast its two siblings by an hour in Wi-Fi web browsing, 8 hour and 31 minute for the new flagship versus 7 hour and 35 minute for both the G5 and the V20. It's not a tiny improvement, but it's not amazing either. The Pixel XL can keep reloading web pages for another hour after the G6 has quit, and the Galaxy S7 Edge's time in this test is 10 hour and 35 minute. Though, for rather obvious reasons, we don't have the numbers for the S8. The OnePlus 3 tons is close to the G6 in this test, 8 hour and 43 minute. In video playback, the G6 will last a whopping 6 minutes more than the G5. Seriously, though, 10.5 hours is a pretty good number, especially when you put it up next to the V20's 8 hours. The Pixel XL can do 11 hours and 09 minutes, which is like an episode more, so not that big of a deal. The OnePlus 3 tons 13 hours and 23 minutes time does mean significantly better binge-watching capabilities, but the champ remains the Galaxy S7 Edge, which lasted over 15 hours of looping videos, and that's after Nougat sliced a large chunk off its cereal marshmallow stamina. Dialing in those numbers in our formula produces a 72 hours overall endurance rating with the always-on display turned off. Switch on the feature and you're looking at a lower number, because standby consumption gets higher and it is included in the counts even if it doesn't get a field in the scorecard. However, and we've always tried to point that out, the effect of the always-on display consumption can vary wildly depending on usage. It's one thing if the phone is held in your pocket, where it will eventually turn off the display altogether. It's completely different if it stays on the table in front of you, and the ambient lighting is strong enough that it needs to crank up the brightness higher. Which, as it happens, is also a setting in the always-on display menu. You can actually tell the phone to keep the always-on feature brighter. Additionally, you are much more likely to deplete your battery from actually using your phone than from the always-on feature.